This podcast is distributed for general informational and educational purposes only and is not intended to constitute legal, tax, accounting, or investment advice. The information, opinions, and views contained herein are our own and may be subject to change at any time without prior notice. All investment strategies and investment involve risk of loss. Any reference in investment, past, or potential performance is not and should not be construed as a recommendation or as a guarantee of any specific outcome or profit. Start recording. Hello, everybody. This is Nate Harper, and I have my guest today is Michael Hill. Some of you probably know him as Crypto Mesh on the Discord, because that's probably the only people that are going to listen to this. But for now, I've known Michael for quite a long time. We've, I don't know.
It's about 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah, at least that. Michael is actually the main reason my handle is Forged in Crypto. He might not know this, but we had a little meeting back in 2017. We were sitting down, not a meeting, we were just eating lunch, and he was telling me, he's like, "Hey, did you hear about the Bitcoin Cash fork?" I was like, "Nah, not really. I kind of did." He's like, "You really should look into it. Get back in, buy some Bitcoin, this kind of stuff." And so I did some research, bought a little bit of Bitcoin, and then the split happened. Everything else went crazy. It went up, and we ended up having lunch again, and it was like, oh, this crypto stuff is easy. So that kind of started me down the path, and that was, but that was well after we had known each other for a while. So obviously he's been around for a while, and he's a big part of the crypto side. I ask him questions, and he's got a lot of info. But today we want to talk about you and your trading style, man. What's your trading style?
I think you know what my trading style is, and it's not as methodical as yours. I would say I tend to be quite an emotional investor. I have good hunches. There are certain things I like and certain things I don't. Obviously, when it comes to crypto, functionality is pretty much everything. However, back in the 2017 boom, I'd just pick up anything that I thought might have some.
That's all you had to do.
That's all you had to do.
That's all you had to do.
Yeah, man. I think I've told this story a few times, but I remember buying OMG, leaving the office to go pick up my mom from the airport. So it's about an hour and 15-minute long drive. And I think I made $16,000 in that drive alone, and that was really where I got real hot on crypto. Because, like you said, it was easy at the time. It's not quite so easy these days.
Where did you buy it at? I can't even pull it up on the TraderView.
Oh,
it probably was on some random exchange. I can't even get in here. It
was. I mean, back in those days, it was just wherever you
could get.
Yeah, it was KuCoin a lot. I was on HitBTC for a long time. Didn't really love that one, but
let's see if I can pull it up back there. It's not even on there. I know what you're talking about though. Those times it was just like, oh, I did the same thing. I can't even remember what the coin it was that I bought. It's not even out there anymore. But I bought it, and coming back from the airport, I was looking at it. I was like, oh damn.
Was it what is now known as Nano? What was Nano called?
No, that wasn't.
I remember you and me hit that one pretty hard.
Yeah, what was it called? I can't even remember.
What was it called before Nano?
I don't know, but that was another one. I mean, that's what we're all waiting for anyway, right? Is this repeat of 2017?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like that. Obviously, I think this weekend kind of was reminiscent of that. It felt pretty good. Everything's going up, and I think I'm from an investor style point of view, I'm a little bit more emotionally moderated.
Yeah,
I would say I don't get. When I see things go down, I'm not freaking out.
Ray blocks.
There it is. Yeah. And it was so fast, but so awful.
So you're telling me you're the FOMO trader, or you're the trend? I can't call it FOMO. You're a trend trader.
I'm a trend trader to a degree. I think that's true, but I mean, God, I've put money in hundreds and hundreds of these crypto coins. Some of them have done great, some of them have done nothing, and some of them have lost me money. But I think that it's a market, and it's a smorgasbord. You go out there and get a little bit of everything on your plate, and ultimately you're going to like something.
Something to
And
pop.
something's going to do what you need it to do in that moment.
So I know in 2017 you focused a lot on a lot of the ICOs, initial coin offerings. You were big on those.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What are you seeing at coming around this year? What's your focus?
I haven't really looked at any of the ICOs coming out this year. I think what I really like, actually, and driving over here, I was thinking about all sorts of stuff, but the those comfort coins from 2017, the ones that made it through and are still around, and they still have some use case out there, and there's still people who are interested in buying them and selling them.
The grandpa coins.
The grandpa coins.
Yeah.
They're grandfathered into what makes good money. But then, and then there's the new ones. I don't know if I'd invest a tremendous amount in ICOs at this point. I do think that the industry itself has, it's reached the boundary of cowboy country almost, and now with so much attention from the SEC, and people are looking to legitimize the cryptocurrency world. Those that do it well aren't going to be doing ICOs, and I'm not going to invest in them. The ones that are doing well are setting up completely correctly. And they've been around for a few. Certainly 6 months. It doesn't sound like much when you compare that to like traditional market trading, but I want to know the genuine team behind it. I remember so many of those ICOs, and they just had pictures they'd pulled off Facebook of smart looking people, and they were like, "Yeah, these guys are on my team."
Oh, they had like Brad Pitt on some of them, or what's the guy? Ryan Gosling. I remember Ryan Gosling was on like 4 or 5 of these like ICOs, like, and you're like, okay.
But
people would still buy that stuff. What was the great one that was it was a total rug. They call them the rug pulls now, but it was a organic vegetable tracker coin. Right. And it went up. Like there was
it's still around, isn't it?
No, that thing was like, they're all still around, but I don't think it's actually traded anywhere.
I thought we didn't somebody mention that one on the Discord?
That was Origin Trail. That's
Origin Trail.
No,
that's right.
that one's still around, but I can't remember what this one was called. But all they did, they left, like they just sold so much out, tons and tons of this coin, and then they just took their website down. It was like, it said like peace or thanks for your money or something, just ran out, and they were gone.
Yeah. And I think that was true of a lot of ICOs that were out and around in the 2017, 18 kind of market. And, I got my fingers burned a couple of times on those. Nothing crazy, but, if I don't just put my money in anything, I put my money in things that sound like they have a good use case, and that's a legitimate reason to have a coin.
Right.
And if that was what they were pitching, I'm not saying I bought into that organic coin, by the way. I don't think I did.
I didn't either.
I can't remember the name.
I just remember seeing the news report on it. I can't remember the name of it.
There was a few out there. You're talking about that meeting back in 2017, or at lunch back in 2017, talking about the Bitcoin Cash thing. And I can actually remember that you and I were talking about Bitcoin 3 years previous to that.
Well, we were mining it at
Santiam. Yeah, Alex was. I didn't have anything to do with
And apparently that was the only thing that never got backed up.
Right.
I hope you ever listen to this, Alex. You owe me a phone call.
But I will say, my first, talk about, the rug pulls is actually, I had Bitcoin on Mt. Gox. I had a Bitcoin wallet on Mt. Gox, and sure, talk about a rug pull. I didn't mean anything at the time. I was like, oh, I lost $150.
Right.
I lost a couple $100. 5 years
later, a little bit more
I'm
now.
like, I would quite like to recover that wallet.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's long gone, but I think if we, hindsight's 2020, but I think seeing Ethereum come out, Bitcoin at the time didn't really have much of a use case other than store of value, and I don't think it really has changed tremendously. It's it's a gold standard for internet money.
Yeah.
And then when I read about Ethereum, and we're talking 5 years ago, reading through Vitalik's original business case for it, and then I don't know if you ever saw that website, but the original Ethereum website was like, how can you use Ethereum in your business? Start now. And it was it was just so viable, and it made so much sense to me. And that was when I really got excited about cryptocurrency, was that birth of Ethereum. And I think I was
Yeah.
a year late to that party. And then I probably stalled for a year before I really did much with it. But, it just made so much sense, and it still
Right.
does to this day. And it's just getting better and better and better. And I can't see a world without it now. So.
Ethereum's great outside of the transaction fees.
Right, and I think they're working on that.
They're working on it. Supposedly it was supposed to be the
2.0 is supposed to
2.0.
do a lot of fixing of that.
Yeah,
We'll see. Things move slowly in this hyper-speed world. Right?
Come on, man. Like, I seriously we were just talking about it earlier before we got started the podcast, was the microtransactions. So, because, we've been working in the Gala sphere with Gala games and stuff. And, that's what they have to operate on in any type of game atmosphere, is the microtransactions. It's the, point, 1 of a cent.
Yeah.
For their gem or their,
which is interesting because it brings us kind of full circle back to Roblox and Nano, because that was
right.
That was one of their major use cases was ultra fast microtransaction.
They actually have
almost no cost.
They actually have a system like Nano that is very good in their microtransactions. They just don't have the team behind it to be able to like push it out there.
They catastrophic failure will tend to turn people good engineers off.
Yes.
So.
I mean,
you get extra points if you can remember the name of the guy from the exchange in Italy.
No, not even happening. Okay. No. I was thinking at first, when you first started saying that, I was thinking of the guy from Canada that he faked his own death. At least I think he faked his own death. But he was the only one that had the wallet, the private keys to the wallet to the exchange out of Canada. It was some hundreds of millions of dollars, and all of a sudden he was like, he died of like a heart murmur or something weird. And everybody's like, what? And he was in a different country, and then he disappeared. Like everything just was like gone, and it's like, oh, there's nothing.
I mean, I'm a decent human being. I like to think of myself as being filled with integrity, but there is a part of me that if I was sitting on some keys and it was like $150 million in Bitcoin and I could make it work, I might do the same.
I don't know. I think you can make money a lot of other ways. You have $150 million. I mean, come on. There's a lot of other ways to make money.
You don't need to disappear and fake your own death. But, well, maybe there's something else
going on. That's a lot of work.
We don't know.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Actually, he might have actually died. Who knows? That was a long time ago. I think we're putting the fear of people right now, because a lot of people that are going to listen to this are like Bitcoin newbies, and they're going to be like, oh, God, what are we going to do?
Well, this was back in the day when it was the Wild West, and there was a lot of shady characters who were attracted to the big shiny thing. And you look at the last 6 months you can take it in slices, like 6-month blocks over the last 2 years, and just see how the legitimacy of Bitcoin as an investment tool has really gone over the hump and into everybody's day-to-day lives. And look at the big institutions, and we've been talking about that for 2 years. Like, when are these big institutions finally going to drop some serious cash into Bitcoin and legitimize it as a store of value? And sure enough, it's happening, and it's happening right here, right now. And I think if you're looking at Bitcoin specifically as a cryptocurrency and an investment vehicle, you can't. I don't obviously want to. I just can't possibly see it going away or going.
No,
it's there. It's
not when you talk about hundreds of millions of dollars, and I've talked about this before too.
Billions of dollars are out there in there.
Well, and you take my favorite one. I mean, obviously you got Michael Saylor, who's got 2.2 billion in MicroStrategy, but is the insurance companies. I think there's 2 of them, and both of them put about $100 million in. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, your insurance companies are not hedging their cash into risky investments, and they're also not putting their money into something that they're going to turn around and trade in 3 months, 6 months. They're holding these things for years.
Yeah, I mean, their book of business has like a 35, 40-year tail on it, and that whatever they invest in now has to still be feeding those mouths way out there.
So they're not, I mean, a lot of people, we're talking about this last dip we had, and they were like, oh, it's the institutional, people that got in December that are turning around and selling. No, they're not selling. They're buying. They're still buying. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting, the mindset and that fear that people have.
Well, I think, and you hit the nail on the head, is, look at this last dip. I don't know if I read or heard the word market manipulation out there, Whereas every single dip since 2018,
Right.
that's where people go. It's like, oh, it's being manipulated, it's being manipulated, it's being manipulated.
Kind
but
of.
I
Kind
don't
of.
know if that's true in this. Yeah, but
I
in a
heard
more,
it in the
in-
GBTC side
right.
because of the premium and they feel people are swapping out, selling out some for the premium and vice versa, and that was a lot of the dip. I mean, the heck, how much do they own? GBTC owns a little crap ton of Bitcoin. So whether I believe that or not, I don't know. I just know that's kind
But
of.
ultimately, that's the thing. Is like big institutional Bitcoin holders only have their motivation is to increase the price of Bitcoin over time.
Right.
Now, in the short term, if they can manipulate the price down $5,000 and then they go in and drop another 100 mil, it's just smart business. Is the market going to allow them to manipulate it the way they did, or people were 3, 4, 5 years ago? Remember going back to Mt. Gox. When the trustee started trying to offload his 600 million Bitcoin or whatever it is, crashed $10,000 off the price or something along those lines.
Oh, it was.
I'm not as detail oriented as Nate.
No, it was. That was an epic drop, though. Like that one was. I mean, you can see it on the charts. I mean, if you go back in time,
it was like November 2018, I think, or somewhere around there. It's probably that one right there. No, it's the one right there by 2019. No,
19.
I think that was when the trustee.
From Mt. Gox?
Yeah, the trustee.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual hack. You're talking about the trustee
hack
side.
is way back there.
Yeah.
16,
yeah. So the
15,
trustee.
16.
Yeah.
But that big drop there is when the trustee from Mt. Gox started offloading.
There was a lot of movement with some stuff here. This was an interesting one, but I mean the same reaction, with the bottom side here as we're seeing it just ripped down, and then everybody was just buying for a little while. This one a little bit more V, but yeah, the Mt. Gox stuff. I mean, it still comes out to haunt. They were still talking about it just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But it was already monies that was settled. And it's the same thing. You always get the same FUD that comes out. Oh, China's going to ban Bitcoin, or
China tells
Tether.
people they're going to ban Bitcoin so they can go in and buy something.
Right. Tether FUD.
Right.
As soon as it drops, it's like you gotta write the narrative to fit what's going on.
Agreed. And I mean, I see that a lot, but I was going to say that talking about legitimacy, I think that the Mt. Gox trustee situation, if anything, adds legitimacy to Bitcoin. It's, they went in and they did their job as regulators, and they went in there and did their job as enforcement, and they tried to make it right and good for the people on the street who had bought into that, and that can only add a certain sense of security and safety
for sure
when you're thinking about it.
For sure,
buying Bitcoin.
Well, I mean, I think Bitcoin's great, and I'm long Bitcoin, but I think right now, all the red on the side's not going to bode where I'm at. But I think we're kind of in a little bit of an alt season here, and I think we got one coming for the next probably week or two, maybe a little longer, depending on how far out this little consolidation with Bitcoin goes. I'm loving the DeFi coins, man. Loving the DeFi coins. What's your thoughts on decentralized finance?
My thoughts on decentralized finance are that it was a natural evolution of the whole industry, is where that was really going. But I don't know quite how to say this. I mean, there's so many coins that came out in that 2018, 2017 that were trying to solve some kind of business problem, or they were, linked to IoT, or they were linked to, smart contracting, etc. But then there really isn't a huge amount of crossover into the physical world for a lot of these coins. They functionally they do that job, but that's not going to promote their value. And so coins that can perform in digital, technical, financial markets, they're already there. It's the easiest. It's what's right in front of them. So go out there and create use cases and create functions that are easy and obvious and don't require large mass scale adoption by major corporations.
Right.
Those are. I mean, I have washing machine and dryer at home. The Samsung one, and they've got the little card slot in the front. I'm like, I don't want
You have a card slot in your washing
Yeah, you can
machine?
put like a smart card thing and then manage it on the IoT, and you can manage it from your phone, or you can do whatever, or you can have it order stuff from Amazon for you.
Apparently, I'm living in the Stone Ages.
Well,
I need a smart washing machine.
well, like I said, I have the slot. They use it. And that is actually exactly the point I'm trying to make, which is like, all those coins that came out there with trackers on them, we were talking about Origin Trail,
right? Yeah.
And a couple of others, they require such a big investment on the outside in the mass markets for physical products and physical logistics for them to be successful, and ultimately that's probably a pretty competitive space.
Yeah.
Whereas DeFi, I think, it's direct to consumer. You don't need anything more than your coin structure, and however you're programming your smart contracts, and trying to offer. I mean, there are some wildly outlandish claims around some of those DeFi coins, and I like to use. We were talking about being an emotional investor. I like to dabble out in the chaos. Decentralized exchanges, some stuff where I need a VPN and all that kind of stuff. But then there's a certain amount of comfort I get from companies like Coinbase, whereas I'm like, okay, I know that you did some vetting. Now, did you get it 100% right, and did you give it your all?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Who knows? But I know that if I pick up, I got a nice little holding in Algo right now, and I like Algo as well.
Algo is going to be nice.
Right. The fact that it's on Coinbase does give me a little bit of comfort.
They just put in their staking, which has brought Algo back to my attention as well, which is nice. And a lot of people were talking about it like, well, they've had staking out for a while. Yes, you could stake it yourself, but the average Joe has no clue how they're going to stake they might buy their Algo somewhere, but then how do I stake it? Where do I stake it at?
Right.
And there's a whole problem with that. That's why, when these exchanges started allowing you to stake it, now granted, you're not getting the full percentage you would as if you're staking it on your own, but let's look at Algo. You're getting 6%. If I can get 6%, knowing where I'm buying Algo right now, looking at the next, alt bull run that's going to come, it's already ripped up quite a bit just from this little bottom. Look at the room it has to grow. Give me that, and then let me hold on to it for a year. Let's just say minimum it just goes up 200%. But we all know when that next bull run comes, we're going to see some crazy growth, Yeah. So you add that, and then just add 6% on it.
Pappy's getting a yacht.
As I'm just sitting there, why not?
But I like the way that Coinbase, you're talking about exchanges allowing you to stake it, and you're getting that discounted percentage on it, but it's very real time, and I think that gives you. I look at my Algo wallet on Coinbase, and it's just ticking constantly. It's like, this is how much you've earned, and then I see they're dropping it in my wallet every day. Yeah. It's not like, oh, hey, am I going to get this at the end of the year? If I drop this coin, am I not going to get it? No, it's boom, it's right there.
That's why it's so great. I love it. I prefer Kraken for the exchange,
right?
But you talking about user interface, Coinbase is way better, because I agree with you. Like being able to see that, it's just all the pretty stuff, just shining your face. Look, I'm giving you more Algo.
That's your high street, right? It's your high street entrance to cryptocurrency.
Yeah,
If you, if you don't really know where to start, Coinbase is probably where to start.
Yeah. I just had a conversation with somebody last night. I've been getting a lot of people, just out of the woodwork that, are like, hey, remember that cryptocurrency stuff? You still doing that? It's like, yeah. And it's that same conversation that I have. Like, well, how do I get into it? I go, well, you got a couple options. So you can either own your coins or not own your coins. If you just want to be exposed to the price action, there's a lot of different ways. You got GBTC, you got your ETH, you got your BitW. That's over the exchange. You could buy into mining companies like Riot or Marathon.
Love Riot.
Yeah. Oh, Riot's great.
Riot's great.
And then and then you can go into the easiest route, in my opinion, is, well, I didn't mention Robinhood, so you could do Robinhood as well.
Yeah.
But PayPal is literally the easiest way, because everybody's got a PayPal account. You pull it up, it says buy crypto. You click on it. You just have to say, you understand that you could lose all your money, right? Yes. and then you buy crypto
I
because
think
you're already
the
set
same
up.
is true on the Cash App. I think the Cash
Cash App, yeah.
were there like a year before as well.
Oh, but you got to talk about users. I like PayPal because you're talking about users. Like that onboarding of users with that is unreal. And how many people use PayPal in their businesses? You know, at that point in time, there's just the onboarding capabilities when that came on, and that's the ease. The problem is you don't own your coins with PayPal. You're just exposed to the price. Now, supposedly, they're going to come in and make it so you actually do own your coins and you can send them to other people or to a different wallet. I actually read too that they're supposed to be having their own debit credit card that you could then use as well, which would tie into your crypto. Pretty cool deal. You know, what that comes out to, I don't know. But you're talking about the 2017 coins, and it made me think of, you know, the ICOs that came in, and, you know, they all had this use case like you were talking about, whatever it would be, right? Oh, blockchain fixes this. It's kind of the joke. That's always, oh, blockchain fixes this or Bitcoin fixes this. And what we saw was there was a lot of, you know, real cool ideas, you know, that were out there that blockchain did, you know, can, you know, help and make better. But all you did see was all these big companies that have, you know, a war chest of money. It's like, oh, yeah, this is a good idea. No, I'm not going to use Nano or Ethereum or anything else. I'm just going to use this open source blockchain that's been given to me and hire a bunch of these devs and make my own. I mean, IBM was a classic one. I mean, they created their own blockchain that they use in-house. Apple, you know, they have their own blockchain for all their Apple Pay. You know, that's what these people do. FedEx, they made their own for all their tracking stuff. I'm sure UPS did too. But that's what happened with all those coins. It was just the hype, good ideas, but the realistic idea of them actually being used just kind of fell apart.
I think that's the separation of the two parts of cryptocurrency, isn't it? One is like, why are you getting into cryptocurrency? Are you getting into cryptocurrency to just make money?
Yeah.
Or is there, you know, is distributed ledgering and blockchain technologies and smart contracting a useful way of tracking stuff within your business because it makes you money too?
Yeah.
You know, especially in like loss prevention and logistics, and, you know, you can throw a lot of those transaction logs into some sort of AI and have it spit out, you know, improvements, big savings for large global businesses. Huge savings.
I remember the FedEx one. It came in and they talked about when they were testing it out, tested out the old way and then with their new blockchain that they had put into place. And it was a matter of time-wise, it was a lost package, and their old way, it took them 2 days to find it, and the blockchain took like 3 seconds
because it's been scanned at every single port of call, and an entry has been made on the ledger, and that ledger has then been you know.
So there's a lot of that stuff that was great that came through.
You're talking about, I mean, we kind of got into this subject about, and then I was going to make sure that you mentioned Robinhood, because that is, you know, that's another really easy on ramp into exposing yourself to the potential growth of cryptocurrencies. But you know, go back to those 2017 coins. There was one Dragon chain out there.
I still own some Dragon.
I do too.
It's worth nothing from what I probably bought it for.
And I had such high hopes for that because they were like pulling in Starbucks and
that's in quotations.
Quotations, yeah. Sorry.
They had the Starbucks. They actually had the Starbucks. He was a part of their board. Was a part of the board of Dragon Chain. And that was like a big deal. Like, oh, this is a done deal. This is pretty much in. Starbucks is using Dragon Chain. Let it go to the $1 million. It never did.
And that's, I mean, as I've got smarter as an investor, that's exactly the kind of red flags I'm looking for when new coins, new technologies come out. It's like, did somebody have a conversation with this guy and then they just put him on the website and I'm convinced now that he's part of it, he's driving that? No. Now I need to look a little bit further beyond that.
Yeah.
And
this is one of my bags that I have. MPXS.
I didn't even know that one.
It was used for just quick transactions. They had their own little credit card and like a scanner, like to be able to buy and sell. And anyways, I was big into that. I was probably big into it up here.
It's funny you've never mentioned that one on the Discord.
Well, because I don't want anybody to buy it yet. No, once I tell them to buy it, sure, I might get back into it. But man,
I'm gonna go buy some.
I just bought it because of the hype. I was like,
buy some right now.
it is consolidating quite well.
Okay.
I don't know what this random crap is down here, but that one, and then there was this one, and it was a XYO. I don't remember that one. This was a big. They spent a ton of money on advertising. It was like on every Facebook ad and things everywhere else like that. And it was all about, you can mine it from your phone and you get this magic, crypto in your deal, and realistically, it was like, again, it was 2017. I think I can't remember when it first came out. Oh, yeah. I ICO'd this one. And I lost a lot of money.
I lost a lot of money. I've got a couple of those. I need to do my homework and remind myself of all those horrors that went out with ICOs for sure. I still have I have a bunch of Bankera, BNK, which I did as a that was an ICO, yeah. It's not that one. It's on CoinMarketCap, but I'm not sure it's made it to TradingView yet. Their whole premise was that they were going to buy this big bank, and I think they did, and it's like coming out of Malta in Europe, and it was going to be this big European cryptocurrency bank.
Yeah, here it is.
Hey, look at that. It's up 5%. Sweet.
Oh, you're making my hit BTC.
I made $1. I actually have it on. I have it on the actual Bankera exchange because it does still exist, and it does seem like there's still some forward momentum in that project. But I mean, looking at those volume.
Oh yeah, that's pathetic.
I'm probably just trying to convince myself that it was worthwhile back
Keep
in
trying.
the day.
Keep trying.
Keep trying. Uniswap. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, they had a
Uniswap.
big pump over the weekend.
Pump over the weekend.
They were looking good. Yeah, I like Uni. I mean, I got into Uni because, well, one, I got airdropped some Uni because I was using their stuff just random, not a whole lot, just trying to figure it out because the Decentralized, the DEXs that came out with it was like, this is the next big thing, so you got to look at it. And then they airdropped 400 Uni to everybody that had a wallet with them, and which was great because it ended up being like $1,200 right away. I was like, oh, that's interesting. They just gave everybody 1,200 bones, and then it ripped up. I sold a bunch, and then I just watched it kind of drop down. We were actually on the Discord, you and I.
Yeah.
The volatility, we're trading it back and forth. It was a good time. Made a lot of money off.
I made good money that weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Uni at that time.
I did get back in around this whole little consolidation here, so I'm sitting pretty nice in my Uni.
I still got some. I mean, the reason why Uni even came onto my radar was Gala again. It was on the Gala Games Discord, and they were asking for people to add liquidity to Uniswap for the Gala coin, and so it didn't take me very long. It was like 5-10 minutes, and I was all set up and
it's super easy
exposing my liquidity to the exchange.
Yeah, I
made some money on that, and that was worthwhile doing.
Yeah, I have a little bit on the Polyant exchange. I had it on Uni as well, but let's see. I have some on. Yeah, so I've made a whole $122.
Nice.
But
that's
I got
5 times as much as I made.
Well, I got a little bit. I got 22 grand on their worth. So I started with, this is the thing I don't like about and I understand how it works. It's you're adding liquidity, so you're going to gain and lose depending on which way the prices go. So you're adding to the pool for people to be able to say, hey, I want to trade for Gala, or I want to trade for PGU. And then to be able to do that, there has to be buys and sells, and there has to be a certain amount on the exchange to be able to go both ways. So you don't have a lot of slippage and that kind of thing. So that's what you provide here. And so what you get out of it is you get the transaction fees.
Yep.
And it gets whatever your share is, you get that portion of it. So for me, just sitting it on here, ultimately, realistically, you're going to stay the same of what your entries are between the two. For your amount of money that you put in, but then you start to gain a little bit on it's almost like an interest earned.
Right.
Now, obviously, when prices go up for both is the big deal. So that's when, if you're able to position yourself in a liquidity pool where you like both coins that are going to be going up, then you get transaction fees plus you get the increase in price on both of those. So it's a good deal. Polyant is brand new, so they're focused on NFTs for the gaming world. Is their main concept they're going on to. What's your thoughts on NFTs in the blockchain world?
I mean, again, I think that this is one of those really obvious use cases, and I like the fact that in my mind, if I abstract back from 2017, I think a lot of people took a step back and said, okay, well, what is the real use cases?
Crypto kitties,
there you go. And they proved that out. The crypto kitties, people joke and laugh, but they create a lot of value out of almost nothing. And I think that there's I'm not a huge gamer myself. Obviously, I'm around a lot of people who are big gamers. And I think the concept of an NFT was completely foreign to me about a year ago, and now it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, I've got an 8-year-old boy, and he's a gamer, and you know, there's things that he earns or gets in these games, and you know, I would like for that to be a true transaction, and for him to own that and be able to port that and take that elsewhere. And
Yeah.
I think
The gaming world, I think, is the biggest use case for NFTs, for sure. I mean,
so there is another use case which actually over the weekend is what's his name? The guy who created Rick and Morty.
no, I didn't see this. What happened?
Yeah, he sold a bundle of original Rick and Morty digital artwork as an NFT for $1 million.
That's awesome.
I can't remember his name, Neil something, I think. I want to say Neil Gaiman, but I'm not sure that's true.
So this was over the weekend?
Yeah, well, end of last week, I think. Rick and Morty NFT would get you where you wanted to get to, I think. But yeah, obviously, little extra about me. Was it? Oh, Justin Roiland. There you go. Oh, we got Neil Gaiman.
So it sells NFT. Rick and Morty creator sells NFT art collection for over 1 million in Ether.
There you go.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
And I think that you know, so much of humanity's creation is now digital, and why not? You know, trade ownership, or you know, through blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies. It just makes perfect sense. Gaming's a little obscure for me. I don't know if, you know, I can justify myself purchasing NFTs unless they are exactly the kind of NFT that is an investment.
Yeah.
That is going to make me money in the future, and owning that, and it is very
How do you know that
supply.
though? It's like anything else, right? You have to have a conviction in whatever that is to then own it, right? So
correct.
Obviously, if you're a huge Rick and Morty fan and you know you believed in the fact that that is going to go up in value, then you buy it, right? So
right, and I mean, so going back to being an emotional investor, I personally love Rick and Morty, and so I'm not going to pay $1 million in Ether for some original artwork. However, I would, you know, there is some satisfaction I think I personally would get from owning something very unique and very specific to an interest of mine that was digital. And you know, obviously, you know, we've worked together off and off quite a long time, and I create things online, and so you know, seeing those things go from just good job,
right,
looks good, to actually that has value.
Correct.
And I want to be able to own that and sell that.
Right.
That's having the mechanism for that now. It wasn't there 10 years ago.
And I think it allows a lot of different people out there. I think they're gonna see some stuff in the music industry. The art industry is big. You know, being able to tokenize your stuff, the meme community, right? Can you make your own meme into NFTs and then sell your own meme or get some sort of royalty off of it?
It's happening on OpenSea right now, isn't it?
I think so. I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure that's probably where I've read it from. I think that's those things, like people put time into that to make those, and then they can go viral. Maybe people love it.
They get their payday. They get their payday from NFT-izing their creation and saying. I think that's a good use case for like BAT. And there was another one you mentioned, the music industry, and there was a great coin back in 2017 that was targeting mechanical rights and publishing rights for musicians. I don't know what happened to it.
I know.
I'm actually pretty sure I have some of it somewhere, but I can't remember where it is.
I have one of every single ICO that came out in 2017. It's somewhere. I don't know.
It's somewhere. It's some wallet somewhere. I'll dig it out and I'll be like, wow, I'm rich.
Well, the real question is, would you buy a Citadel of Gala
if I had that kind of money?
What is it now? It's
a big question. It's 1.6 million, isn't it? Dollars?
Something like that.
I think the Citadel of the Sun is gone, and then my understanding is they double in price. But
that's what's going to happen. And so the next one, supposedly there's a buyer. It's been out in the open. Mm-hmm. They have apparently 5 people that are looking into purchasing the next one. Mm-hmm. So 1.5 million for that, right?
Yep.
Okay, well then that doubles after that. So if you don't get the 1.5 million, it goes up to 3. So,
yep.
I mean, that's a lot of money for a NFT. which
in a game that doesn't currently exist.
right.
So
The game seems, I mean, it's not my style of game, but the creator of the game, with what they're putting into it, looks pretty awesome. And I think it's going to create an amazing, I mean, already there's a community around it, and the game's not even out.
Well, I think that's a lot to do with, the proposition that Gala and Gala Games has put out there, which is, these will seed the game, but it's your game. You own it as a community. You own it.
Yeah.
Now, how do you own it? Well, there's going to be a transfer of value in order for us to just hand this over to you, and why not? And I think we live in times where there are people who $1.6 million for a game NFT that as function is an investment, is resellable, isn't a huge amount of money, and there's a certain amount of status that is kind of given to those people, not just stats, but they're going to get publicity out of it, and maybe I have to believe that most people who have that kind of money do the cost benefit analysis, and they're going to say, I'm not just dumping $1.6 million for no real reason and just so I can own this town that doesn't actually currently exist yet, but I do own the rights to it when it gets built.
There might be people that just do that because they have the money. But I know they've stated...
If those people are out there listening, you can call me on my cell. I have some concepts for how I can take your $1.6 million.
I have an NFT for you.
Yeah, I have an NFT for you.
No, and I know they've stated that the people that they want to buy are the people that are going to be vested in the game and not just looking to have it as this token that they bought. I have $1.5 million just thrown out there. They want to be vested in the game and part of the game. That's why Polyant, they bought the first one, and they're a big investor already. I mean, they're throwing together they've got the Gala Polyant pool. They are part of the vault, the auctions that are going on. The vault's going to be pretty big. FYI, I own one of those. Nice. And I'm kind of excited about that. But I mean, that's going down a whole nother rabbit hole. I mean, we could go into Gala games and that kind of stuff.
There's a bring it back to the real world and how cryptocurrencies can solve problems. When, what a great way to expose an open door for collaboration.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you would have 100 meetings. You have to go meet. That's what business meetings are about. You go out there. How are we going to interact with each other? Is this a customer-vendor relationship, or is there more there that we can do? And I know from your history, that's how businesses get built. Right. And when you're almost fully digital, your whole ecosystem exists only in the ether. Or in servers distributed across the world, and you say, well, you know what, I actually really want to collaborate with you, and I think there's cross benefit that we can both get from this, but here's how we do it. Yeah. By this citadel within this game that we're building, and then you get to have a voice in how we build it. And that's gonna make our game better, and it's gonna make the game better for everybody.
Makes me interested to see who these other buyers are, because they're looking for partners. Mm-hmm. And so what are these other partners that are coming to play? Again, why I'm so bullish on Gala, not just in the fact that they're building games. I mean, Townstar, I should pull it up on here. I don't think I haven't played it in a while.
Well, I haven't played it in a while. I've won it.
You won it?
I won it.
Didn't.
I did way back when it was first launched. And there was like 12, 15 players on there. I played it all week long.
It's not Tuesday.
I got to see the Illuminati balloon and everything. And
that's hilarious.
Yeah. And it was after that, and then they got these really hardcore gamers on there, and I just
they go to town.
I just don't have the time.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I haven't been on here in a while. So this is the free to play. How do you even get in here to play? That's crazy. There's like nowhere to put your I guess we go over to Africa. Got to find water in Africa though.
Yep, over there.
So for people that are looking at it on the screen, Townstar is it's like a Farmville-ish game. So one of the creators of Farmville 2 is a part of the developer team. So this was one of the first games. I'm actually astonished with the amount of people that are on the free to play.
Here, zoom into that coin volcano.
Where are we at?
That's a cool little thing. Look at that.
I don't see it.
That volcano right there.
Where am I at? Top right, top left?
You want to go, up. Yeah.
Oh, there we
See
go.
the
Oh, yeah,
thing,
yeah, yeah.
this thing spewing
It's the box
coin
coins.
out there. Box coin
Yeah.
volcanoes.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Well,
going to be an
Boxcoin
interesting one when that
mine.
comes out. That comes out.
Yep.
I'm hoping soon. You have to have a farm bot to mine the box coin,
Right.
which is going to be. I don't even know what use case it's going to be because they just came out and said that they're going to implement Gala as the in-game currency soon as well with Townstar. So
I think the
what's
concept
box
is
going
probably exactly the same. I think that if it's not Boxcoin, maybe it's just going to go straight to Gala. Maybe it's going to be a Gala mine.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer,
No,
but
that's fine.
I'm just saying that I think
Either way.
probably if the original concept was some form of benefit to location of being near there, and then obviously having proven out the investment with a farm bot, because they weren't cheap. Like, what are they going, 20 grand right now?
I think 20 to 30 grand. It's kind of where they're at. I mean, with the prices increasing over the last, couple months, it's been kind of crazy to price them. But I know even back in December, they were going for like 25 grand. So
yeah. So I mean, and that reward is there for those players that got in there early and trusted their vision, and they're going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, that's going to be a cool one to see. Maybe they're gonna mine NFTs. That'd be kind of a cool idea. You box coin, you can mine NFTs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that's I don't think it's any secret that I know one of the team at Gala reasonably well, and that vision I think that they have is they don't want to create games. They want to create simulations. It's a simulation of real world infrastructure and the way things move around in the normal in a real economy.
Right.
But they want to do that. It's an on-screen representation of that you get to participate in. And you do that, we do that, we do that in the real world.
Yeah.
We want to talk about traditional market investing and shares and share prices. We do that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I think that they're building certainly into Mirandas, but are already existing in Townstar. When I started playing Townstar a year ago, it was incredibly impressive the way the economy works in there. And look,
I'm gonna get back in there.
I'm gonna get back in there.
Well, I should place a little town just so they can see what the town actually looks like. So we were just looking on the outskirts, but yeah, I've met Michael. He's a cool dude. I actually just messaged him the other day. It's like, we need to get another drink one of these days. He's a good guy to talk to. Fun guy. Got a lot of interesting ideas and concepts. But yeah, I just the concept of the game itself. Let's see here, Bob.
Just call it venue. Just call it the venue.
Oh, okay.
Venue town.
Maybe. Here we go.
There we go.
I don't have a salty bot. I don't have enough people that signed up for me. So
look, snowing.
It's snowing in there. Well, it's still wintertime. So, I mean, again, I haven't played this in a long time. I think I played back in December when they were doing they had a little winter deal so you could try to win something. I did not because I didn't play it that much. So not my type of game, but a lot of people love it. I mean, Farmville was a huge game. So
I mean, it's everything you want from a game, isn't it? It's once you start playing, it's really hard to walk away from it. And it suits all ages. I know. I mean, my son can happily spend a couple of hours playing Farmville.
Yeah,
Townstar. It's
super easy concept to play, and how to work it. You have your NFTs. Obviously, you got like the Crane bot, which I have some Crane bots.
Mm-hmm.
These are just in-game non-fungible tokens that you can use to make you better, which is great. There's the farm bot.
There again is what we were talking about how they're kind of changing not just the way that gaming works. It's how to you collaborate across the industry. Look at the Simplex sugarcane and the Bitrue wheat.
Right.
Simplex is a crypto on-ramp that you can use a debit card or a credit card in certain states and all over the world to buy Bitcoin to start playing, and Bitrue is an exchange where you can go and buy Gala, and they have opened those doors and said, well, let's put your logo on an NFT inside our game so that people know that that's where these are our partners. These are the people who are collaborating with us as a company. So
helping to get it going.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
Well, and I've sold some of this stuff too. So I've actually, a lot of this I got through my I run some nodes, and so a lot of it I got through nodes. Some of it, like the BitTrue and the Simplex sugarcane, I got through nodes as well because the node owners got drops. But I also got some of the BitTrue because I bought Gala on the BitTrue exchange and held it for a certain time frame, and so they had little rewards from there. But I mean, the crane bots, I know they're selling for a few $100 piece. You know, I think it's $300 a piece or something like that on OpenSea
for a fully built
crane bot.
Oh wow!
I mean, and that's all those there. I just got those through my node. I have enough here that pays for almost all of my nodes.
And that's the thing is, I mean, to guys like you and me who've been in and around this for a while, and obviously we trade to make money, and this is just one really slick use case for cryptocurrency. But then there are actually, there are people out in India and Africa who are playing town style because there's an actual monetary reward available to them. They get in there, they do. They put the work in and they earn those NFTs and then they sell them on OpenSea, and guess what? They're actually making money that they couldn't have before. We make money by putting money on the line and saying, hey, how can I accumulate or inflate this, and when to get out and when to get in, etc. But there are kids out there who are, man, I just earned $500 selling an NFT I earned in Townstar, and now I can afford a PS5. Or whatever. It's
pretty cool.
What a great platform.
It's pretty cool. I love it. I mean, the team's pretty cool. They're on their Discord. They're always talking with everybody and answering questions. They're pretty straightforward and ready to rock and roll. We'll kind of wrap it up here, but I got one more question for you.
What's the question?
We're traders. We're investors. What's your dark horse, man, in the crypto world?
Crypto. Oh.
What was yours for the yearly pick on the Discord channel first, though? You were.
Oh, don't even.
Come on.
It was BDSI. So BDSI was mine.
Okay.
It's not doing super great. Again, that's
you're about even.
That's an emotional investment, though. I know one of the guys who developed the patent that BDSI have.
Okay.
And it's a great concept. It's an internal suture that emits antibiotics and antibacterial drugs and pain relief drugs, and then it dissolves.
That's pretty awesome.
Seems amazing to me, right?
Yeah. Seems
share price is not reflecting that. So I might be the only person who truly believes in this as a concept.
I mean, it's a pretty nice little volume spike right here on this little downturn, dripping down. We're sitting on the top of the cloud. If we get a little turnaround in here, it might be a good buy point. I don't know.
I will say that I did also buy a lot of everybody else's picks as well. I did. I know you guys get it right. So.
I bought $100 of all of them. Actually, a few of them I bought a little bit more, but I had $100 of all of them. And I put them in my Robinhood account because I never use Robinhood, just to see how it's doing. It's doing really well. I think last time I checked, it was up like 60%.
Nice
from the year start.
Yeah, I think your pick of ship is floating my. Well, that's not true. I have Riot calls out till 2023, and they're all doing quite nicely.
Well, JagX, it ripped up right away. JagX is probably still the leader out of everybody because when it came in, let's see, the first, it's up quite a bit. Let's see here. Let's see if this is the first. Gotta get to the right day.
I mean, if you want to know a dark horse from crypto, I still am really big believer in the power of Asian markets, and I think that it's the OMGs, the QTOMs, the Neos.
I pulled up Neo. I was like, you were a big Neo back in the day.
I'm a big Neo guy, and I still firmly believe in it. I mean, people get scared off, and they're like, "Oh, the Chinese government is involved." I'm like, sweet, they know how to make money.
I have not looked at
I can ride
Neo.
that horse.
I haven't looked at Neo for forever.
And so it's funny because Neo is the only one I still have sitting on my physical ledger, cold storage wallet.
Well, that was the one.
I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. At some point, it's going to be massive.
Do you still get gas for just holding it there? Because I was like, that was the one thing that I had it for a while, and then I ended up selling it just because I sold a lot of the stuff that I remembered I had. Because it was
tidying up. Right?
It was like I was just tidying up. I had stuff sitting around. I'm like, you know what? Just put it away, sell it, and then buy something else later. That's the thing that I had to do. So you're still getting gas. Ultimately, you're staking it.
You do have to open up the wallet and claim it, but it's still building up against the wallet address. So.
Right, but it doesn't go away. As soon as you open the wallet up, you're like, oh,
it's like claim gas, done.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's not a huge amount of money, but it's
money. Makes your loss a little bit easier to handle.
That's right.
So, It's sitting at a weird spot. I don't know. I don't know if I'd look at it yet. Everything's been pumping, so
Yeah, I mean, Link is the other one. I mean, it's a mainstream coin that, like you've mentioned it a couple of times, can come out here and dominate, and it's, it's doing it. I got it at a Link under $10, I think. So
you're sitting good. You're sitting good because
and it's one of those ones that I'm just not going to get rid of anytime soon. I have no desire to sell it.
I mean, you're going to see Link at 100. I mean, guaranteed you'll see Link at 100. Will we see Link at 1,000? I mean, the way it runs. I mean, this is Link. So 2018 bear market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right? Link comes out. It outperforms the entire way until the summertime, and that's kind of the point in time when you started to see Bitcoin take a hold of things and start to kind of move. You started getting more investors coming into it. It had to take a reset. It dropped right down to the 50. I did a little video on this, and I was like, it's probably a pretty dang good spot to kind of start to get in at that point in time. In terms of BTC, you had brought it up, and I was like, I don't know. I probably should have. I've been talking about Link forever, and I still don't buy Link. I think I've leverage traded it a couple times, but I don't own a peg.
I got me some Link, and I'm pretty confident that in the future that's going to pay off.
I don't know if that counts as a dark horse though.
Okay, I think didn't I say my dark horse was?
You said
it was OMG, QTOM, and Neo.
I like
anything that's got.
You're going with the grandpa coins, okay?
I'm going with the Asian market leveraged coins where there might be a little bit of extra manipulation in there because
I love it.
As long as the Chinese government don't care
ICX.
that I own it, I will. ICX, I love ICX. I have some ICX still.
I think it pumped quite a bit over the weekend.
I made money on ICX. So that's the thing is I made money on all those coins back in 2017, 18, and I just they're still around. That's
look at
the
this thing. Look at where it was
still
at in 2017 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
I mean just to get back to the all-time high again, you're talking some 30,000% growth.
30,000%. But I mean, I made money on Icon, and I can remember reading, before I bought Icon, and I did do some research, and it was like they launched the coin, but they launched it with vending machines, right?
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was vending machines that were going into all the universities across like the Philippines or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And the only thing you could do is you would load your card up with Icon and you could get yourself a snack. Now, obviously, I'm not sure that ever transpired, but ultimately that coin is still around. And anything that's still around from back then, as long as it had a viable use case, it probably has some inherent future value.
Well, and people have it sitting in their wallet somewhere. They're like, oh, wait, we're pumping again. And you start getting that volume back out there, and it'll come around. I mean, look at this thing in a month's time frame; it went up 1,000%. So that's the thing that a lot of people.
I was around at that time. That was the heyday.
That was the heyday. My dark horses are going to be anything in the DeFi world, man. That's I'm loving the DeFi. I'm in some AAVE. I got in it at about 105. Whew. Was a little late.
Still.
It's at 250.
Still.
I'd say a little late. I was right in this range here. I got it at $105, and it was like sitting at 250 right now. AAV. My 1 inch that
I picked up some 1 inch on your recommendation.
I can't wait till 1 inch gets to 3 inches.
Yeah.
Dot. You know how I feel about Dot.
Yeah, I got some Dot. I'm in there.
I mean, there's other ones.
I'm in the
Uni, obviously.
Uni,
so
yeah,
and those are the big ones. I'm dabbling in some other smaller ones, just with a little bit of money, just because they're so volatile when they come out. Somebody was talking about Badger coin today. I'm gonna jump like 50% in like an hour. I didn't get in on it. I was just watching, but it'll be a fun time, man. Crypto is going to, take us to new places.
It is
again.
So. Absolutely, and I think it's going to cement itself as a fabric of society to come. And I'm ready.
That's why we're there. I appreciate you coming on, man. It was good talking to you.
Appreciate you having me on, Nate. And we'll see you again soon.
Take care.
Okay.